Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'm so excited. We have an amazing guest and who I'm interviewing, and she's no stranger here to the channel. And if this is your first time checking out my YouTube channel, welcome. I really appreciate you for being here. But this young lady right here, she is an amazing person, realtor, and my business partner Carla and I are so excited that she decided to partner with us and be a part of our organization here at EXP. And I've interviewed her before a little over a year ago. She's great. So I'm glad she's here. I'm excited to hear and for her to share with you all what's been going on in her real estate business. None other than welcome, Vanessa.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure talking to you off screen, on screen, and I'll be more than happy to share insight with other realtors.
Awesome. So let's just get started. So for those of you that may not know you yet, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and how you got started in real estate.
It's very interesting. I started with real estate. It's just a journey. I always called it a journey with my husband.
Yes.
So it started when we were first time home buyer, struggling, looking for a good realtor who understand first time home buyers because you have no knowledge on what we're doing.
Right.
And the journey started like that. We didn't work with anybody. We just together, we out there searching for home. Finally, we got the home, and then we become homeowners. And that really catch me. I'm always intrigued by real estate, but that really catch my attention. I'm like, well, when I retire, I'll become maybe a real estate agent and be in the field. And later on, maybe a few months later, 2016, my husband and I went to a conference, real estate
Mhm.
investing conference, and then started there. We started doing fix and flip, buy and hold.
Nice.
2018, I get licensed as a real estate agent. Since then, I've been working with first time home buyers.
Awesome. That's great. Now, thank you for sharing that. Now,
Yeah.
since we last spoke and and had the first interview, what has changed or maybe evolved in your business since then?
Many things have changed. The scheduling. I had a lot of struggle with scheduling, having small children. I'm
Yeah.
very involved in the school and doing my real estate business. It took a lot of time for me not focusing enough
Yeah.
on my real estate business. So scheduling is key. Be consistent, stay with your schedule. I know some
Yeah.
days are not easy, but I try to be consistent with every day. My calls, follow-ups, and that's what really helped to close
Yeah.
deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in terms of marketing, I really kind of like get involved in the community a little more.
And we're
Um,
going to talk about that.
yes, get involved more in the community in order to get leads.
Awesome.
Mostly first time home buyers because of the education that we are providing.
Hmm.
Since couple years ago, my husband became a lender, a mortgage broker. So right now we're really working together, doing
Yeah,
classes for mentors, new agents in the field, and also home buyers.
that is awesome. And I was going to ask you, that was the next question, what you were focusing on. It sounds like first time home buyers is that, would you say, a larger percentage of your
Yes,
clients? Okay.
yes,
Awesome. So that's great. And I love it that your husband, is also a part, as you know, my spouse is too. So it
yes,
can be, very, rewarding, exciting. It can also be challenging, but that's a
yes,
whole nother topic
definitely,
of being in business with with your spouse. So no,
definitely.
that's great. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that's
It's a
working.
blessing.
Yes, absolutely. And what would you say has been your biggest win this year so far?
So far this year, I think it's following up because one of the closing I have in January, we've been working with that individual maybe for 3 4 years.
Hmm.
We start searching. He wants to get involved and fixing and flipping. He wants to get involved buy and hold. Then he stopped. Then we go back. And finally we sat down together and said, okay, if you really want to be an investor,
Yeah.
those are the steps.
Yep.
This is what you're supposed to do. And my husband put a nice package for him, kind of like a week seminar teaching
Hmm.
him the basic of real estate
Oh,
investing.
right.
And finally, in January, we closed a duplex together.
All right. That's great. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a nice win.
It
Now,
is.
let me ask you this. How have you faced many challenges in this market? Because you know a lot has changed since the last time we did the first interview. And it's a lot of agents that's no longer agents. They're just out.
Absolutely, yes.
How have you and your husband, how have you handled, these challenges?
It's not easy to cope with changes.
Yeah.
If you're here in the business to stay, you're gonna have to get used to the changes and also learn a new way to navigate through them. Even though sometimes I can be complaining, I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard. I don't think I'm gonna get it. My husband
Yeah.
kind of like push me up. Fine, take a break. You get it.
Yeah.
It just tends to make the business better. I
Yes.
don't think any groups will put something in place and to break us as real estate agents. Whatever's out there, we know the changes that happened last year in August.
Mm-hmm.
It's really to make us better. It might not be
Yep.
as clear for all of us, but it's a way to grow and to learn, and we work around it to make the business better for us and the people we are serving.
Yes. I have to agree with that. But, and to add to that, even if you work a 9 to 5, things change, policy
Oh
changes,
yes,
management changes,
yes,
training changes. So it doesn't matter whether you work for yourself, you're entrepreneur, or whether you work for 9 to 5, you're
yeah.
going to have to adjust and adapt to change.
Adjustment.
If you
Yeah, that's
don't,
the word.
that's
Adjustment.
right. If you're on that 9 to 5, you may get demoted, you may lose your job to someone else that does in the very same thing in the field that we're in,
Yes,
as far as agents. So anyway, I think that's great. So
yes.
great information. Now, let's talk about marketing a little bit. What is your go-to strategy right now to attract your clients?
Right now, I have a few things I've been doing thanks
Okay.
to a pastor at church. He said, you guys can do your advertising here as long as it doesn't break the building. I'm like, okay, that's great. So I've been putting bingo nights together since last year. So that
Nice.
kind of like attract not only our church members, but also reminding people what we do. We close a deal at the church already, and I have several clients I'm working with right now. Um, gather information together, explaining exactly the process of home buying. So we are working with people already at the church. So
Nice.
in terms of marketing, I do activities for the church, any type of events like Christmas, Mother's Day coming up. I have something coming. I'm always thinking, what's next? What's new? What can I put together? And people will be like, hold on, I remember you do real estate, right? I'm like, yeah. And we have a big poster at church with our pictures, my husband and I pictures, our information regarding what we do. So the word is out there. It's a matter of reaching out and also being consistent, reminding people what we do. People
Yes.
might know what you do, but they don't remember.
Right.
So I have to put people on. We have to put people on our mind all the time.
That's great. I mean,
Yes,
because you're getting visibility, and
exactly.
what marketing is, whether you're doing it social media, whether you're doing it, in a space with, a organization or a business,
Mhm.
is attention. That is the key. You
Yes,
always need attention. The more attention that you can get to your business, to your brand, then
mhm.
that's going to open up potential more opportunities for you to get
Yes,
leads in business. But that's just numbers. So I
numbers,
think that's great.
definitely.
And how has it been working out for you all as far as, getting leads and getting clients?
It's been working. It's kind of slow right now because the interest rate kind of shaky. People are
Yes.
not sure what to do because of the market.
Yeah.
And here in Suffolk County, New York, the houses prices are very high.
Yes.
So when you're looking at a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, at least you need a 550 to buy a decent home. And the
Got you.
income have to be at least 110,000. So right now what I'm doing, what I'm focusing on preparing people, some of them they
Mhm.
have the income, they don't have the saving yet.
Got
So
you.
they're working on saving money. Some of
Got
them they have the saving, but they need a co-signer. So it's a matter of progressing with them
you. Mhm.
and get them ready. Once they are
Abs
ready, we start searching,
mhm.
closing. So with
Wonderful.
that,
So
yes,
right now it sounds like you have a database. You have a nice
yes,
database and
yes,
pipeline of warm to hot leads that you're just having to nurture and follow up with as they go through this
Yes,
process. Is that
definitely.
accurate? Awesome.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you, are you using video or social media, which I know you are, but I want you to talk about it a little bit, to grow your visibility? And also, what platforms are you seeing, more results on?
I am using social media, but as of right now, since I'm doing more face to face and doing more project in person,
Hmm.
I kind of slow down. I should not have done that, but I kind of slow down. I use TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
And I love you. I follow you on all of them. So, and I do see
No,
that you're active,
I
which
see
is good.
color too.
Which, yeah, being active, staying and keeping that visibility again, it's all about attention and it
Yes,
is extremely important. That's great.
it
All right,
is.
so
It
let's
is.
talk tech real quick. Now, are you using any type of AI tools or automation to help you run your business, a little bit smoother these days?
Yes, I am. So I use
Awesome.
AI for description, home description,
Nice.
presentation, and also some post on social media.
Great. So that is that chat GPT that you're using?
Yes, yes,
Awesome. That's
right.
one of our favorite tools that we use as well. So that's good to know, and that's important. And can you tell the difference on how much time you saved? Talk about that.
Save a lot of time because I can just have the idea. Like back then, I would have
Hmm.
the idea and I would
Yep.
sit down and kind of like go through it step by step. Now I just put the idea on ChatGPT and then the whole thing come out. So
It's
I can break it down and organize it myself when I get the results. It's way easy. I know some people are afraid of technology. I'm not a big fan, but I have to evolve with it because it
yeah.
helped me with my business. It's
It's
very easy.
it's so important that you shared that. And I'm actually I just pretty much wrapped up a mini course where I'm going to be sharing the 5 top prompts that
Mhm.
every realtor needs that will help save them hours with ChatGPT. So I was motivated, inspired by Carla actually to put this together, and
Okay.
she brought it to my attention. So anyway, I'm
Nice.
glad you shared that because in these days and times, there's too many resources, free resources that we can use as entrepreneurs, as business owners to work smarter and not harder,
Better.
and to also free up more time so
Yes.
that we can spend it doing other things or more important things in the business, because that's typically what we all started our businesses with that in mind. I know I did. The
Mhm.
ultimate goal is time and money
Money.
freedom, right?
Yes, definitely.
So that's great. I'm just glad you shared that and you are using that. And I will continue to learn about other tools too. But anyway, we'll talk more about that later. So,
Yes.
what mindset shifts have helped you grow the most over the last year?
One thing I always say, I say to myself all the time and also to my mentees, it's not a race. It's your own journey. You have control
Good.
over it. So you don't have to win, you don't have to finish first because you're the only one racing against yourself.
Hmm.
So it's a matter of taking your time to learn the process, understand, and grow as you're doing that.
I
Because
like
back then I'll be like, I have to have at least 10, 20 closing, this, that. It doesn't matter how many closing. It's what you have accomplished.
yes,
It's what you have accomplished. Are you okay where you're at?
yes.
What can you do better? And also creating a better version of yourself. I don't need a new Vanessa. I love myself. I truly love myself, but I need a better version of me.
Yeah.
More patient, calmer, you know? So
Yes.
many things like that can improve. The goal is creating a better version of yourself to succeed because the journey it's about you. It's
Yes.
not about anybody else. At the end of the day, you happy with what you're doing? Great. Keep doing it and doing it better every day.
I love that. I think that is so powerful and so in alignment to, my whole motto as well. And yeah, I mean, it's perfect. because when you become a better version of yourself, then pretty much everything else
Falls in place.
becomes better. That's right.
Yes, yes,
Business, your health, attitude, all of that. It's
yes.
all connected. That's good. That's
It
good.
does. It does.
So thank you for sharing that. Now, let me ask
No
you,
problem.
how are you doing, or what special things are you doing to maybe ask to receive referrals? Because I know you all work and you get a lot of referrals.
Um, when it comes to former clients, I do birthdays. I send birthdays card out, Mother's Day, any holidays or any occasion I know they celebrate.
Yeah.
Happy summer, happy fall, happy spring. The other day I met a former client and she's like, I got two people for you. They are getting ready. Once they are ready, I'm bringing them your way. I'm like, great. I said, I'm so glad you don't forget me. He said, how could I forget about you? All those cards you've been sending to my house. So I keep up with
That's
them that
great.
way. And also a phone call, here and the phone call. And if I heard or know, like some of them going through something, I'll call and chat. I'm not talking about business. I just call, hey, I heard this and this happened. What's going on? How can I help? And sometimes that person needs to vent. You don't need somebody to find a solution. You need somebody to listen and just say, I understand. If you need
Yep.
anything, feel free to reach out. So that's the way I keep in touch with them, and all of them, almost all of them, they text me. We hang out. Some of them we hang out together. Our kids hang out together. So
Nice.
I so definitely my husband and I were the two go person when it comes to real estate, and they will be calling me anytime, regardless the question they have or they have somebody getting ready for to buy or to sell a house.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's so important. You're being social on social media online, but also you're being just as social out, you know, with the human connection and the human touch.
Yes,
And I think in these times that we're in, that is a good balance. One reason is because with all of the information, misinformation, AI, technology, fake, things and AI and people not identifying, you can leverage that because sometimes that can be used or it is being used as bad as well. And some
yes,
people may not feel comfortable. And I know we've had clients that felt comfortable with meeting us, with meeting Carla, because they wanted that human connection, as well as clients that we've never met. And we did the
yes,
whole transaction, you know what I mean?
yes. Exactly. So you have to
Electronically.
balance it out.
You have to balance it out. So I think that's great that you guys have both of those things in place and they're working for you. So, all right, let's switch it up a little bit. What's one thing you do outside of real estate that keeps you grounded or inspired?
I will definitely say church. It's definitely church. When it
Yeah.
doesn't involve business,
Hmm.
I'm very involved in church. Even my husband said you're a little too involved. I'm I'm very involved. I'm the president of the youth, so I do classes after church on Sunday. They have an acting group. They just put
Oh,
together, not
nice.
myself, but my vice president put an acting group together on
Hmm.
Saturdays. I check on them,
Yeah.
and
Well, it makes you happy.
exactly. So
That's the thing.
when it come being social, I have a group with moms. The kids are friends together with my children, so we
Yeah.
hang out. We go to tea together, to lunch together. We go for long walks together. So that
Great.
doesn't involve business. It's really being social with other people in the community. And I really enjoy it though. Really enjoy it.
That's awesome. Yep. And you definitely have the personality for everything you
Thank,
just shared. So I can
thank
see
you.
how you love it. And when you do things you love and you're passionate about, that's not work. So, and I think that's great that you found, one of the things that you love
I
doing
do.
and spending time with outside of work. So
I do.
awesome. Now, if you weren't in real estate, what do you think you would be doing? Just name off one or two things.
Long story short, right after high school, I started a pre-med program. So if I
Okay.
wasn't doing anything in real estate, it'll be definitely in medical field, being a doctor. Definitely.
Nice. Wow, that's awesome. Now
Yes.
we're getting ready to wrap this up, but I want you to share, one thing. What advice would you give to a new or struggling a real estate agent right now?
One thing I observe from my mentees is I don't have enough time. I know some of us have to work the 9 to 5 full time while struggling being a real estate agent. There is a point in life you have to sit down and sit and say, why did I get my license as a real estate agent?
Hmm.
It's to give you freedom, financial freedom, and time. So, in order to succeed, I'm not telling anybody to quit the 9 to 5 because I did it for a few years while I was licensed.
Hmm.
It's to manage time to do both together. When you get to that ground, when you can balance it out, now you can go part time, your 9 to 5, and focus a little more in real estate. Because the real estate field, it's almost like an everyday thing. You learn every day. Today you can do 2 hours, tomorrow you can do 5. The next day you can do 10 hours. It doesn't matter how many hours you do a day. It's a matter of balancing what you're supposed to balance in life. And also, people have been telling me, I have small children. I understand that. And I'm going through the same thing. But you have to balance it out. I'm going to give few hours here to my children. I have to work 9 to 5. My real estate, at least I'm going to do 1 hour today. I'm going to take a CE course. I'm going to call somebody who has experience. I'm going to talk to my mentor. At least you're learning every day. You stay engaged. If you don't stay engaged, you just work 9 to 5 every day and you do your real estate once in a blue moon. It's not a job anymore. It's a hobby because you do a hobby when you feel like it. If you want to succeed, you stay focused and do it every day. The more you
Absolutely.
learn, the more comfortable you're gonna be, and you're gonna like it. If you don't really like it, you're gonna like it and even fall in love with it. It's all about time. It's all about time.
That's great advice. Thank you for
I'm
sharing that.
glad.
Yeah, that's great. And because it's so true. Now, how can people connect with you, Vanessa, and follow your journey?
People can connect with me through Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and also I can share the link with them in that video.
Oh, I'll make sure and have it. It'll be right below this video, guys, so you can
Yes.
go ahead and follow her, which I strongly recommend. And what specific market are you in up there in New York, Vanessa?
I'm in Suffolk County and Long Island. I mostly do business here, but also I go to Nassau County and Queens.
Awesome. So if you're listening and you're in that area, you know someone in that area, listen, you already got your realtor. Reach out to her. She is one of the best. So, and Vanessa, thank you so much again for your time. We love you. Continue blessings. And we're going to talk again soon. All right.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully, we talk soon.
Absolutely.